I'm Paul Vaughan. I'm Senior Manager for Policy, Communications and Area Management at Fife Council. The two things that we found, I think, through the process was an understanding of the actual policy context within which it's working. We were looking at welfare reform and lone parents, so we had a group of folk who were working with lone parents and so understood the challenges that they were actually facing through the approach. And I think secondly, a fairly basic understanding of the human rights legislation and the impact assessment approach. So I think those are the two things that we would really want to have in any sort of team that was looking at impact assessment. I think what we found was that the policy context, the policy topic area was actually more important. I think folk can pick up the ideas around the human rights legislation through the process that you actually take them through. Now, whether that's sort of written guidance that you're actually taking them through, or what we did, which was more facilitated workshops. And I think the facilitated workshops, it was enough to have experts on the human rights aspects in the groups, rather than have everybody totally aware of what was actually going to happen. I think what we got from that then was something that was much more practical and targeted on the actual policy area that we're actually looking at in terms of lone parents and welfare reform, rather than getting too involved in the pure human rights aspects of it. Bringing them together, and especially folk who are actually working with the clients that are experiencing or will experience the changes that you might be wanting to look at in terms of the policy. I think it's important to get them involved because they're the ones that, one, will be implementing it, two, will already have an idea of what the changes will actually mean for folk on the ground, and three, will be able to actually then help anybody that's actually going through any policy change with I think a broader understanding of some of the other impacts that will be happening, not just what they may experience on a day-to-day basis. We found that having the community involved and experts within the community from the voluntary sector in particular was important to actually getting, one, the evidence that we were actually looking for, but two, actually opening the debate with a broader range of folk. And I think also through the workshop process, what we also found was that connections started to get made between some of the statutory sector and some of the voluntary sector, which previously hadn't actually been there. So as well as actually getting a good quality impact assessment, or at least an approach to that, what we were also finding was that there was certain actions and activities, in fact almost developing little projects, were going on as staff and voluntary sector staff started to have a common dialogue about the issues that they were facing.